up the CW.
Yeah.
Kelly, you said the evidence is mounting against Armstrong, although there's still the small matter of him never once having tested positive for a banned substance.
No, that's true, but I mean, you have 4 teammates who corroborate, who corroborate the story that he did in fact take the substances. The whole team was implicated in this. I mean, I'd say that the evidence is so strong that the positive testing, Barry Bonds, he never tested negative either, and look what happened. Yeah. Positive, excuse me.
Okay.
Bill, Andy?
Yes, sir.
Pacific Blue.
I do vaguely remember that show, actually, sadly. Ray Lewis says there's going to be a crime wave if there's no football season. Greg, you asked, will crime spike if footballs aren't?
Yes.
If footballs aren't spike?
Spiked.
Well, that's not what it said. How about will crime spike if footballs don't?
Okay.
All right. Kayla, you said this whole thing is ironic because Lewis was arrested for murder and got the charge reduced after ratting out his friends, and you said you're pretty sure he had something to do with the crime. We should point out that his friends were acquitted of the murder charges.
No, but here, this is the pieces add up. This is just like O.J. Simpson, not quite as bad. White suit disappeared, testified, got a plea bargain, and testified against his 2 friends. The pieces are there. Had a very clever attorney, got him out of it. But like I said, the evidence was mounting. The pieces were there. I think A plus B equals C, but I could be wrong.
Kelly plays the learning annex.
Again, you said it's just like O.J. Simpson, so I have to think then you're saying he's innocent.
Not quite. Yeah, that's true. No, not quite as harsh as O.J. Simpson. I don't think the evidence was all quite there, but I have my suspicions.
You said you're a big proponent of innocent until proven guilty at the top of the show. Every time we've discussed it, you've gone, the evidence is mounting.
Excuse me.
We don't have proof, but he did it.
But when I think the proof is there, if I think the proof is there, then therefore I think they're guilty. And in that case, I think the proof was there. I think he had a very clever attorney that got him out of it. So innocent until proven guilty, and the proof was there.
If you read Kaylee's books in Borders Now called A plus B equals snitch get a bullet in their ass, I think you'll change your mind. And the full title is A plus B equals snitches get a bullet in their ass, parentheses, you better recognize. It's a great book, Kaylee.
Thank you.
You can get it for a reduced rate at the Learning Annex on Tuesdays.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
She teaches a class in thuggery, straight up.
Okay.
Definitely give the thug vibe.
Fair enough.
The white, I definitely give the thug vibe.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
I'd prefer the angel vibe.
So
Andy's enjoying a beverage.
Andy, what are you doing after the show?
What's that?
What are you doing after the show?
I don't know. I might go down to the local watering hole.
Yeah?
Yeah. Want to join?
Maybe.
All right.
Let's go now.
Or we can just go to a bar.
What? Yeah, let's go now. Come on. All right. You done?
Yeah.
Okay. Coming up, are sweatshops as bad as people think? Daniel Vachon discusses his new book, Make My Shoes, You Stupid Orphan.
Wow.
But first, did Arnold have a thing for ugly women? My guess is he had a thing for all women. And well, the planet and its inhabitants were spared in the final moments. Yes, Gwyneth Paltrow's music deal is dead. For now, sources say that Gwen's talks with Atlantic Records to record a country album have fizzled, with rumors saying she wanted $1 million to sign. Paltrow's rep says other companies were also pursuing her, and that she still hasn't decided if she wants to record an album. But others think she may have been distracted by other career opportunities like movie roles, her new cookbook, or just being the worst. Oh. Anyway, let's discuss it in our
Lightning round. Lightning round.
Joe, you have all the recordings that she's put out. How are you going to survive? What are you going to do?
Well, they were hard to get, Greg. You know, they weren't released by major labels.
Yeah.
I had to do a lot of Napster treading and illegal downloading. Whatever you download illegally on these days.
You were checking out a lot of bootlegs, hanging out, trying to record her illegally, weren't you?
Yeah, and let me tell you, that's when you know, that's called a low bottom, if you've ever been to AA, when you're troving the streets looking for Gwyneth Paltrow bootlegs. It's a seedy underworld. You don't want to be there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's pathetic.
I thought it was called a flat bottom.
Flat bottom.
Kaylee, I bet you were looking forward to her album, and now it's destroyed you.
Yes, yeah, it's completely destroyed me. But you know what? I'm so tired of singers wanting to become actors and actors wanting to become singers and everyone just wanting to dance on Dancing with the Stars. And I just want to say, Tom DeLay, you can't dance. Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian, you can't sing. Stick to your trade.
Yeah, but they don't have trades. Remember that. Dana, why is it so easy to be disgusted by Paltrow?
I've been contracted at $8 a word to write sexual coming-of-age memories and Parmesan cheese grape roquette salad recipes for her website Goop.
Oh, excellent!
I can't say a word.
You can't. You can't.
Word.
So but you should have let us know before you came onto the show, and we would have changed the topic.
Well, that's my fault.
It is your fault. It is your fault. Bill, isn't the problem with her jealousy? Her wife, Chris Martin, doesn't want her to have.
Her wife, Chris Martin, is jealous of her skirts, whatnot, that she wears on the
doesn't want her to have a music career.
Well, he's actually an Apple IIe.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Martin, yeah.
Much like Dana, I can't really say anything. I'm contractually bound to write some of her workout routines for Goop, most of them involving punching kids.
Oh, I had no idea. Terrible.
She's a big fan.
I condemn that behavior outright. I just can't stand her because she pretends to be a populist when she's in the elitist. Just accept the fact that you're filthy rich. All right, next topic. After driving all the way from Canada to Chicago, a man mugged himself to avoid telling his wife he didn't have tickets to Oprah's Farewell Spectacular. Cops say 44-year-old Robert Spearing cut his own forehead with a rock and scraped his hands sidewalk. Is that what I'm reading?
Hand sidewalk. It's a hand sidewalk.
A hand sidewalk to mimic the injuries of a violent street robbery. Kaylee, is this the most romantic thing you've ever heard?
No, it's the most disturbing thing I've ever heard. I mean, what did the wife have to do to get him under the thumb like this?
Yeah.
But no, in all honesty, I'd probably take a shellacking myself to not have to see Oprah live.
Yeah. Bill, as someone who's been mugged and much worse, what did he have to do to make it look real?
Well, you know, I thought he did a very good job. You obviously saw my article in Goop on how to do just that.
Yeah.
I would say that if this guy is doing all this to go see Oprah, then his whereabouts are not the only thing that he's hiding from his wife, Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's something very weird going on here.
Joe, shouldn't he have just done the right thing and left his wife?
And left his wife.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to add something to that.
No, I was just going to stop there.
Yeah, I mean, this guy has taken P-whipped to a whole new level. And it's embarrassing. Grow a set and tell your wife we're not going to see Oprah because it stinks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dana, how are you going to fill that void in your life now that Oprah is gone? And will that lead to more violence?
Giants tickets, yeah.
Giants
I'm going to get into football.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you know what they do? They blame football for violence, but they won't. When Oprah's gone, all those women, they're going to go out in the streets. They're not going to be able to get free cars anymore.
I'm just trying to live my best life here, Greg.
You are. Oh, my goodness.
I thought I was free and clear when they cured polio, but that has not been the case.
Terrible.
You got a big case of opio now
opio.
because you're losing her.
So apparently Arnold Schwarzenegger has a reason for betting unattractive dames, according to a new dirty dossier compiled by his political back prior to his first run for office. The ex-gov loved plain Janes because they fawned all over his body like hot chicks never would. Reads the report, quote, he does not want to be upstage or lose the spotlight in company of strikingly beautiful women. Dana, do you buy this theory?
I think this is a fascinating example of how exquisitely cruel society is. Let's take someone whose character is roughly formed by the most fascist regime in the history of man. Let's convince him that his entire self-worth boils down to his body, so he juices himself up with monkey hormones.
Yeah.
Then let's be shocked when he can't stop humping everything in sight to back up his image of himself as an Adonis. Let's be appalled.
Yes.
Let's not understand that.
Okay, we won't.
You know, here's the thing, Kaylee. You know, they're saying this like, oh, he only likes plain James. Isn't the bottom line he'll just sleep with anyone? And he figured the plain Janes are the ones that won't tell.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think he will sleep with anyone, but I'm going to debunk this theory. I think the guy looks like Frankenstein, so I think he'll take anyone he can get, anyone who will have him.
Yeah, you know what's weird?
Yeah.
Women who think he's attractive, there's got to be something wrong with them. Joe?
Why?
No.
Why, you think he's gorgeous?
Yes.
Whoa.
No. Look, Schwarzenegger's not an unattractive man. He's a good-looking guy. He's clearly in great physical shape.
Really?
You know what I mean? But I got to say, this whole theory of, oh, he doesn't want to be upstaged by hot women or anything, that is complete BS. This is what this is. He's famous. He's around tens all the time. He's had tens in abundance, I'm sure. And once you're past gay Paris at that point. He's like, let me see what other stuff I can get into here.
Yeah.
You take it back in a normal direction because that's different.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I mean,
It's like rich kids drinking Pabst.
yeah, it's
Exactly.
true.
Yeah, I like
Exactly.
that.
Exactly. You know?
Bill, you know, you lived with him for a couple of years. He had sunk pretty low at that point.
Boy.
He thought you were an unattractive woman.
He really did. Yeah, that's what he was really in the experimental past gay Paris phase.
Yeah.
Maybe not past that. I think my theory is
1 minute hard, Bill.
My theory isn't that they are. He picked them because they're unattractive, but because their names are easy to pronounce.
Ah.
You know, they might. It's not that her name was like Kim, and he could say that, so that's why I got
Kim.
it. Kim.
All right.
That's easy.
We got to move on. Time for another break. And remember to check out the new Red Eye podcast. There's a new one every day. To catch them, you got to go to foxnewsradio.com. They're a positive delight. Click on Red Eye when you get there. Tonight we talked about Bill and our weekend away in Florida, where we did things in Florida.
And more mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm. Did O's limo have a big uh-oh? Judging from that leading question, I'd say so. Yep. On Monday, an actual day of the week, President Obama was in Ireland, a country, as his motorcade was coming out of a driveway in Dublin. And this happened. You'd think they would have checked that beforehand. Anyway, Obama wasn't in the limo. He was in the next one. The limo was then later destroyed.
Oh.
Yes, they had to do it.
Jesus.
Dana, this is a metaphor for America, is it not?
I disagree with you, Greg. I think that there's no greater meaning to be read here at all.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what would you say then?
I would just say that sometimes a stuck limo is a stuck limo.
Is that true? I'm not so sure. I think the stuck limo is a metaphor for America. Didn't I just say that?
I just realized that I never want to be famous at all. Because the little stuff like that happens, you're like, is this a setup? What's going on right now? You must freak, man. That's got to be a scary thing.
Kaylee?
You know?
They plan for everything, but they couldn't plan for this. I mean, if you see the layout of the limo, it has pseudo-missile-looking objects in the trunk. They've got everything, bulletproof windows, but you can't plan for the hump in the road, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the last time that happened to Bill, you chipped a tooth.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I hate those humps in the road. Guys, do it on the side of the street, kids. If you think anything home. A couple things. Stuck limo is a dirty euphemism as far as Dana's concerned. Second of all, do you know the only politician that was brave enough to comment on this, Greg?
What?
Chris Christie.
Yeah, there you go.
He saw it for what it was.
Yes, he did.
And it was attack on Ireland and our country.
It's a metaphor for America, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
And I love how the Irish were laughing at us. A metaphor for America.
Oh, they were just loaded.
They weren't laughing at us. Let's not read too far.
They were loaded. That is the stereotype. That is the
looking at it when they were laughing.
It wasn't St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, well then they were tanked.
Work up terrible. We'll close things out with the post-game wrap-up from TV's Andy Levy. See clips of recent shows. FoxNews.com/redeye. Back to TV's Andy Levy for the post-game wrap-up.
Thanks, Greg. Hey, Dana, tell me something about Werner von Braun.
I heard that when living in Alabama, he forbade the speaking of German at his parties, which rendered his wife and the wives of his old Nazi colleagues largely speechless.
History is a most dark and putrescent beast, Dana.
Slick as a turd, Andy.
Yeah. Hey, Kayla, you went to Georgetown School of Foreign Service, which is probably best known for graduating people who help prop up foreign dictatorships. Any favorite dictators?
Yeah, looking at the field, Chavez, Castro, it's tough, but I'm going to go with Kim Jong-il because a few months ago he claimed to have invented the hamburger. Since there are no McDonald's in his country, he said he invented the two bread and meat sandwich, which is a hamburger, but he said he invented it.
Excellent. Good for him.
Oh, wow.
Him.
Joe, quickly, how's the CD doing?
It's doing very well, thank you.
Okay, back to you, Greg.
I want to say hello to Adam Gonzalez. He's a Marine. He's here from Fleet Week. Met his family outside while I was buying some food. Nice group of guys. Nice group of families. What am I saying? It's Monday. I'm hungover. I have no excuses, really. Nice show tonight, though.